Hello, everyone. My name is Barbara Parda. Thank you, Sienna, for such a kind introduction. I'm a cosmetic doctor working in my own place, my own clinic. I do procedures for many, many years, more than 12. Of course, they are different type of procedures, but as my patients come to me with different issues, vascular issues, pigmented issues, uh, tightening the skin, I was looking for a device, laser, to meet the expectations. And since I got to know the V-Laser, which was introduced at this time recently into the market, I decided to buy one, and I will share with you my thoughts about working with this device, about my arguments behind the decision. Okay, let's start. So this is the content of the presentation. I won't be stopping by it. You are the distributors of the magic laser, V-Laser, so you surely know the basic behind it. The laser, V-Laser, is very complex, has got two wavelengths, KTP 532 and 164. And a part of this dual wavelengths, there is another modality, which is called Genesis. This is the procedure I reach for very often, and I will explain you why later on. So with this, actually, I would say combo V-Laser, we as a practitioners, we can address many areas of issue in aesthetic practice, starting from vascular lesions through pigmentation treatment, and then the whole bunch of skin rejuvenation issues. And to this slide, I would add another issue, which is the hair removal in very difficult places, difficult in terms to reach to, like bikini or like the interbuttocks gap. Of course, the power of 164 laser in V-Laser is not so huge to do the hair removal of the whole body, but it is really useful when it comes to this special areas. So let's go further. This is the specification behind the V-Laser, so you surely know that we have three modalities in it, which are very important for the vascular transdermal treatments. What is so special about the V-Laser? V-Laser has got 8 different spot size, from 2 millimeters up to 12 millimeters, and this is very unique on the market. Another great benefit of the V-Laser is the cooling system. Cooling system is very efficient and is based on a sapphire window, which gives us the very efficient cooling, plus the sapphire window. This is the window with very good look through. So we really do see even the latest telangiectasias thanks to it. Of course, with this laser, we can easily, is very flexible. We can easily adjust the energy, pulse duration. And what I wanted to underline maybe is valuable for your clients, doctors, when they start with working with the vascular laser with V laser and they don't have any experience with it, I would recommend to start with the lowest repetition rate, which is 1 Hertz. And after more than 2 years of using the V laser, I still stick to this repetition rate. Of course, we don't interfere with the repetition rate in case of genesis, but this is the different issue. Okay, so as I mentioned, laser, V-laser is very convenient, very flexible. What I want to point out and what is very important for the aesthetic practitioner, the laser is not only prepared, made of durable materials, but looks very elegant and very nicely fits into our offices. So I think for aesthetic practitioners is very important. Okay. You surely know the physics behind the V-laser. The physics behind the vascular lesions for many years is the selective photothermolysis. What does it mean? We address, with the radiation, we address the chromophore of the target we want to reach. Of course, in our case, when we treat the vascular lesions, the target is oxyhemoglobin. The radiation is sent to the chromophore, and thanks to this selective photothermolysis, the tissue around is safe, and this is very important. Of course, to make this selective photothermolysis work, there must be at least 3 conditions fulfilled. This is the wavelength. You need to choose the right wavelength. So when you will be addressing the superficial changes, you will reach for KTP laser. When you will be addressing the deeper changes, reticular veins, melasma, you will reach for 164 nanometers wavelength. Of course, you need to adjust energy or fluence in the right way, and what is important, the pulse duration, and we will go back to the issue. So actually in your hand you have a super device, laser device with a long pulsed KTP with a very high energy up to 700 or 800 even watts, with a very stable energy, which is very important because the KTP in the past, they weren't so powerful. And with this long pulse KTP, you may address all the changes which are localized superficially. So telangiectasia, so rosacea, so diffuse redness, port wine stains. And from the area of pigmentation, for example, lentiginous, because the other chromophore 532 addresses is melanin, and because of that we need to be very careful when we treat the colored skin. We never treat with KTP the tanned skin, and the safety of treatment, the vascular lesions with KTP is guaranteed thanks to this sapphire window, this cooling system. And on the other hand, with in this V-laser, you offer to your clients the long pulse 164 wavelength to treat the deeper lesion. Either the vascular lesions like reticular veins, or even the pigmented lesions. And I think the Melasma is really to be treating melasma is really to be pointed out. It's worth it to be mentioned when you talk with your clients, doctors. Okay, next slide. Look at the handpiece as the whole device. The handpiece looks very elegant, seems to be big, but actually is very light when you work with it. The weight of the handpiece doesn't make any problem for me. You have this excellent contact cooling system, which I mentioned before. And what is important, this system doesn't need any consumables. So while you work, when it comes to the maintenance, this is very important. And what is so perfect about this laser, that in this one handpiece, is incorporated in all these three modalities we are reaching for to treat lesions. Yes, so in one hand, we don't need to change handpiece, neither when we work with KTP, with 164, or with Genesis. We always use the same handpiece. You surely know this box with all this spot size. They are very of very good quality. I haven't had during these 3 years. I haven't had any problem with any of them. The cooling system is quite complex, offers 4 different levels of the temperature, and of course for the pigmented lesions, when we have to be very careful not to burn out the skin, we use the lower temperatures, and for vascular lesions I usually choose the 15 Celsius. Okay, look at the interface of V-Laser. Is very clear, very elegant, very intuitive. This has been already mentioned a couple of times. So the 90% of the procedures which are performed with vascular lasers or with V-Lasers, they are addressing the vascular lesions. So the main target, the main chromophore is the oxyhemoglobin. That's why I put red in here. Again, the more detailed list of indications for KTP. So we address anything which is red on the face or on the legs. So you may treat the diffuse redness, you may treat all sorts or angioma, you may treat telangiectasia, you may treat port wine stain, and I will come to this issue later on. Of course, on the legs, you treat the reticular veins mainly. Depending on indication, we need to choose, as we mentioned before, different spot size, different wavelengths, different pulse duration, different energy. So when we address the small reddish, red, pinkish vessels on the face, we of course would reach for a KTP laser, which radiates superficially. And when we'll be addressing the legs and the reticular veins, the deep veins, blue vessels, we will reach for a long pulse duration, and for of course 160 for wavelength. The small cartridges like 2, 3 I use when I work with the legs, with the vessels on the legs, on the limbs, and when I work with the face lesions, I mainly reach for 4, 5, 6, or when I address the diffuse redness, or when I do the Genesis protocol, I mainly use the bigger spot size, like 8 or 10. Now, I have to admit that I've never worked with 12 millimeters, and I need to look at it in the future. As I said, we, at least me myself, I address with this laser, I address mainly the vascular lesions, the skin quality. So I don't have big experience with the pigmentation, but I'd like to bring your attention to one issue, because there is a literature behind it, and the topic is very hot, I would say, because all dermatologists they talk about the different protocols to treat melasma, and you may bring their attention to the combined protocol of 164 with 532 to treat vascular melasma. Okay, and my very favorite protocol modalities, this is this Genesis protocol, V-Genesis, which I apply either in a single mode, or very often I apply together with the tightening protocol, which you will see on the menu. And sometimes when I address the very loose skin with stria, especially on stomach, belly after pregnancy, I combine these modalities with radiofrequency, with microneedling, and I have the great results. So what is so special about this Genesis? Genesis, this is the 300 microsecond long pulse, 1064 nanometers, and it offers a really great heating to the skin. The skin reaches the temperature of 42 Celsius, and this is the mechanism behind the stimulation of fibroblast, which results with no collagenesis. So the effects we obtain is the skin rejuvenation, revitalization. I see the results in firmness of the skin. We can address the pores with it. Very often when I have a patient with a vascular issue on the neck and décolletage, we have to be careful with vascular treatment. So often I start with a couple of sessions of Genesis, and afterwards very carefully I reach for 532 KTP laser. And what is worthy to mention, Genesis is a protocol you may offer to a client. I mean, so the doctor may offer to a client in any moment, in any time of the year. There is no downtime. So very often I offer this protocol to a patient just before a very important event. which the effect is of firmness and improved skin tone, so patients are very happy with it. And I have to admit that not only female patients accept this protocol, but this is the main laser protocol I offer to male patients. You know that with the male patients, we have to be very careful. So they accept happily the protocol without epidermis decarbonization and with a low level of a pain. So this is perfect for the whole bunch of our clients. Very precise indications for the laser, but this is what I've mentioned. Yes, so the collagen remodeling, which results with the skin brightening, evening the tone, minimizing large pores. Sometimes we offer it to the patient with the diffuse redness. Of course, you must have in mind that these protocols need to be repeated at least once monthly. Usually, I offer the program of 6 sessions once a month, or sometimes even every 2 weeks. This is what I said before, no downtime. Okay, so actually summing up, you have marvelous device in your hand, laser device, which offer different modalities and which can address many different skin lesions. So actually, I always repeat that this is sort of a combo laser, and sometimes I think it could be a single even device in a clinical aesthetic practice. Some more issues concerning the V-laser. I'd like to give you some key points on competition and some maybe some key selling issue. Maybe it would be helpful for your action with your clients. So you surely know that you have competitors on the market in terms of vascular lasers, but V-laser as together with the XLV laser, which was introduced by Kutera, and together with the Gemini laser, which was innovated and introduced about 30 years ago by the American company LaserScope in the 90s. These are the golden standard for the vascular lesions. They are powerful lasers with a high energy and with the contact cooling, and that's why they became golden standards in transdermal vascular lesions treatment. I try to go further. Can you change the slide, Sienna? Okay. So this is what I said, that the ancestor of V-laser or XLV laser was this American LaserScope company laser called Gemini. Then Kutera took the technology and upgraded a little. V-laser is the next baby, but actually from the beginning for 30 years almost, all these three lasers were equipped with the contact sapphire cooling, which is so useful and allows the procedure to be safe. Okay. Of course, the main competitor on the market for you will be the XLV Cutera. So surely you know that XLV Cutera is a much more expensive laser, at least a 30% higher price at the beginning. Plus, I've never worked with XLV Cutera, but my colleagues they work, and I know that XLV has got quite not nice reputation on the market, not only because of this catalog first price when you buy the device, but they don't have good reputation when it comes to the repair service and to the price of the maintenance. All the parts which need to be exchanged are very expensive. That's why I think it would be much easier to convince doctor to stick to the V-laser. When we talk about the prices of repair, of the repair service, of the maintenance, what is worthy to underline that the benefit of V-laser over XLV. In V-laser we have one handpiece, and in this one handpiece we have all modalities, even the genesis. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, for you, in XLV laser, the genesis modality is in a different handpiece. So there are more parts, I would say, to be broken or to needing to be exchanged. So it the cost still goes up when you decide on having XLV in your practice. This is what I've told you about the genesis, which is incorporated in different handpiece. So actually, when it gets broken, a doctor, a practice must pay much more money than in our case. I mean the V-laser case. Okay. Just a second. Okay, sometimes you may encounter the argument on the XLV part side that they have higher maximum energy of 100 joule when it comes to the 164. But actually, you must remember that this kind of lasers, they are mainly addressed for vascular lesions, and for the vascular issues, we don't need such a high energy. This high energy is needed when it comes to the hair removal. And on a daily basis, practitioners, doctors cleaning, they have different specific devices for the hair removal. We normally don't use the vascular devices for hair removal. So this is the argument you can really easily to reject. And sometimes the distributors of XLV they bring doctors' attention to incorporated manual, which is in their device, but we don't have such automatic algorithm in V-laser, but I think this is an option for a beginner, for a doctor to learn. So I think this is not such an obligatory to have such an algorithm. Another competitor you may come across while offering V-laser is the other sort of lasers like dye lasers. So far, dye lasers are the gold standard for vascular lesions on the face. But as far as I understand and I know, it will change soon. Why they became the dye lasers? They became this golden standard for port wine stains, because in the previous time the KTP weren't so powerful. Now with the KTP, which is in V laser, with the high energy up to 800 watts, with the stable energy, surely there will be a new standard of treatment of port wine stains with KTP. What we didn't like with the dye lasers, there is a microsecond pulse which actually shatters the vessel, and the purpura after the treatment is really huge. So the downtime for these patients is much longer than with our KTP lasers. So I think we will be the game changer for the port wine stains. And some tips for you, but I'm sure your sales skills are much better than mine. But what I want to bring your attention to, that when you offer a doctor such a device, very useful, very powerful, and expensive device, you need to support the doctors, supply doctors with the decent training. And training should be offered not by a technician, not by an engineer, not by a marketing person, but what we expect as a doctors from companies, from distributors. We expect valuable training run by a practitioner, doctor. What is the most convincing for us is the documentation of the results of the procedures which were performed, or even better, when you organize presentation of the laser in a clinic, you should offer treatment of patients, both face, legs, so and even include potential buyer in this treatment, allow him to touch the device, so doctors, they could themselves observe the results. And I think this is the best argument for a doctor towards decision of buying the product. These are the economics issues behind the selling process, but I think the lady Claudia will be more skillful in it, and she will give you some tips on how to deal with the economic issues. But what is important from my point of view as a practitioner, at first, the very good service on site and reachable service, and we have it in Poland. And plus, when a distributor offered to us a device, distributors' cooperation with the leasing company, with the financing program, is very helpful to make a decision. And this will be the Claudia talk. And I think this is the end of my presentation, because these are the economic issues. So I'll give it floor to Claudia, and of course, if you have any other, if you have any questions, I'm staying with you during the webinar. So thank you for now. Thank you, Sienna.
Thank you for the presentation, Dr. Barbara again. Second speaker is Miss Claudia Krabs. She will present about how to increase the efficiency of the V-Laser sales process, key elements of the process.
Good morning and thanks for coming today. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Claudia Krabes-Czarnacka. I am sales coach and I am financial expert. I help my clients increase sales in their companies, and I help my clients to find the best solution to finance investment, for example, finance medical devices, for example, laser. So I'm going to tell you how to increase sales of the laser. I was wondering long time what was the reason, what was the recipe of success that SLT company has grown every year. Every year SLT sells more and more. And I find two reasons. Answer for my questions, it's two answers. First answers, building a leading brand as a laser distributor. And two, strategy and system. From general to specific, I'm sales coach. My clients trust me because I'm sales 20 years. Sales is my passion, but I know that independent knowledge is very important. So I want to start from show you independent knowledge. And I think that it helps you understand what is very important in process of sales. So why is a strong brand responsible for increasing sales? I want to encourage you to think about your brand. Do you have strategy? Because 67% of respondents would pay more to a company that has a market position and strong brand. So I want to encourage to think about how do your customers perceive your company. Does your company care about image? It is very important. And how I said, I want to show you independent knowledge, so I want to show you research. So why is brand so important? 67% respondents said that it increases trust. It is easy because if you have strong brand, customers trust you. If trust you, then buy from you. 53% attracts new clients. Strong brand, it means strong product. When your brand is recognizable, clients talk about your product, then you attract new clients. It's clear. Stands out from the competition. I will come back to these questions in 10 minutes. 44% increases opportunity for new income. It is easy because when you start from V-Laser, next phase will be, for example, Pico Laser. So increases opportunity for new income, increases customer respect. Of course, strong brand. If you have strong brand, then customer respects you. Increases recognition. It is easy. Strong brand is always recognition. Increases authority, and it is very essential point. I remember words of Warren Buffett. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to run it. So very important to think about who works with you. this person is an authority in the eyes of the client or no? How is knowledge your employee? Because you need only 5 minutes to run it, to run your reputation. So build to authority, it is all big process. 32% shortens the sales process. Of course, if you have strong brand, sales process is short. It's shorter than when your brand is not recognizable. Makes it easier to reach new clients. Of course, attract new clients. Allow you to increase margins. Because strong brand, for client, it is normal that strong brand is expensive, is more expensive than in other brands because you pay for value, for premium products. So it is important from our perspective as a distributor of laser. Reduce the risk. When you have strong brand, you short sales process because client doesn't feel such huge risk. What makes a product or company brand credible to the customers? So what do you do to create strong brand? Of course, feedback from other customers. So power of opinion when clients share opinion with another doctors. 61, knowledge with a person company share for free. So when you organize different webinars where you share for free knowledge, it creates your company as a strong brand. Project portfolio, it is a very important point. I describe more in 5 minutes. At 33% number of years of experience, very important. 42 presence in media, social media. It is must have. When you exist in social media, it builds your brand. So it must have to be in social media, presence in media. 34 participation in conference, of course. 29 department of repair service. It is too low percent, 29. I think that it is 80, 89. It is very important thing. Department of service. Published books, articles. So it was independent knowledge. Let's go down to an experience of SLT. What SLT actions have done to increase V-laser sales? Point 1, knowledge that the person company shares for free. SLT attends in conference in exhibition area, but it's not all. SLT organize workshop at medical conference. The workshop is led by doctors. It is very important. By doctors who use V-laser every day and has experience. SLT invites at the workshop about 3 models with different vascular problems on legs, face, and the doctors show how this device works. It is very important to organize a workshop at the conference because at exhibition area are a lot of different distributor of laser. They have different technology. So when you show how your device works, it is positive because very important when a workshop is led by doctors because doctors talk with another doctors about case study, about problem. So it is like independent knowledge. Second, very important things is knowledge shared for free. So organize workshop, but at its headquarters. Workshop at conference, medical conference, it's about 1 hour, 2 hours, so very short. But workshop at its headquarters, it is about 6 hours. Workshop at headquarters consists of 3 parts. A theoretical part, how laser works differs from competing laser, so for example, Cutera laser, practical part, and financial part. Very important is when workshop is led by doctor. Of course, owner, Mr. Arthur Gatcher, has a spectacular knowledge about lasers, but he could lead a workshop, but experience of doctor is more important. So participants of workshop can talk about their case study, doctors can show result before, after. So when a workshop is led by doctor, it is more, it's better, it is more effective. Next part, practical part. So we organize models, and the doctor participant of workshop can check how device works, if it's easy or difficult. Last part at workshop is financial part, showing what you need to do to get a loan for the laser. Why financial part is very important? Because V-laser costs a lot. In Poland, you can buy flat apartment. I know that doctor like to invest in property market. So I show the workshop, because I am a financial special, that when you buy apartment doesn't make money such quickly as a laser, because I show that it's only 10 clients per month and in 2 years to have the investment pay off. The laser, it is $70,000, so can be paid only 2 years. But it is crazy, because when you work with laser, it is not 2 years, sometimes 1 year, sometimes 5 months, because 10 patients per month who paid about $2,050, you need only 2 years. 10 patients per month, 4 patients per month who paid about $2,000, 5 years. But 10 patients per month, lazy doctors, because when you solve a problem with vascular, you have 4 patients per day. So this is investment who makes money very, very quickly. What else? Second point, it is feedback from other customers. How I said, owner, Mr. Arthur Gatcher, can tell about laser all day, all night. He has spectacular knowledge, but opinion, feedback in other doctors is independent knowledge. So ESRT has brand ambassadors, like doctors who worked on these devices, like Dr. Parda, ambassador of SLT, teach another doctor how to use this laser, and it is a good point and very effective method. What else? Project portfolio. It is very, very important, because we were 5 days ago at the conference, and we used from project portfolio with conversation with our client. So project portfolio, V-Laser in Poland has a website, www.vlaser.pl, and on website you can download brochure, find a clinic, so it is independent knowledge, because you can find a clinic which works on the V-Laser. So you can ask owner this clinic how device works. It is easy or difficult, it is worth of money. So it is V-Laser PR website. From my perspective, it is independent knowledge. Next, portfolio project. when we are on the at the conference, we have brochure with all product which ESLT sells. So on the last page, we have a page with they trust us. So we show in other doctors which clinic with clients trust us. So it is project portfolio. So it built our brand. Next, number of years of experience. So ESLT is 32 years old. So it is power number. It helps us in sales. But when your company is young, you maybe could think about your employee. Maybe your employee has power of number, so has long experience with technology of laser. So number of years of experience, it is very important. What else? I said that research shows that 42% it is present in media, in social media. Of course, it is a must-have because in social media are our client, but ESLT doesn't exist in social media. I don't recommend. I dread to think how would be his sales if they exist in social media. Why they doesn't exist in social media? Answer is very easy. They don't have time. But I don't recommend this way. I think that to be in social media presents knowledge, build our brand. So I recommend to be in social media. What else? Participation in conference. ESLT participate in all conference on dermatology and aesthetic medicine. It's about 7 events a year. It's a main source of getting leads. It's an important point in branding strategy. But very important is how you present your company at the conference. ESLT invests for big places in exhibitor area. They are main sponsor of conference very often. It builds a brand. It stands out from the competition. Clients trust you because big exhibition area, clients think, big exhibition area, it must be premium product. Of course, the laser, it is premium product. So it shows us that after conference 5 days ago, it shows that it worth to be a sponsor of conference, to have the best places, because it builds our brand. What else? Department repair service. One of the most important features of an equipment supplier in the eyes of the potential customers is an efficient and effective device service. One moment. How I said, 5 days ago, we were on medical congress and every client asked for service, because technology of laser is not something special, it's not something new. Clients have experience with another distributors of laser, and they know that when laser doesn't work, then doesn't earn. So client lose money. So efficient and effective service is very, very important. When you respond very quickly, is very important. So what else makes the company's sales grow? I said that system. So system save yourself time, energy, money. System is very, very important. I believe that every company has your system but I show you how is system SLT. This system of SLT consists of 4 or 5 steps. The first step, conversation with the customers about technology, what they are currently using, what works, what doesn't work, what about earns money, what doesn't earn, about plans. It is very important. If we know that client is mentally ready, it doesn't mean, because sometimes client doesn't believe that they need technology. Sometimes has old-fashioned thinking. Sometimes believe that doesn't believe that they need V-laser, high technology. Sometimes they believe that when they buy device for example, $10,000, it is okay. But we have satisfaction when, for example, we talk about V-laser, and the next step, client buys something cheaper. And on the next conference, client come to us and said, I bought cheaper technology and I doesn't see result. You are right. So it is satisfaction for us. So what next? The second step, if we know that client is mentally ready, is open for an investment, wants to try, then make an appointment. Presentation on V-laser. The customer must be prepared for presentation and must have patience for vascular closure treatment. This presentation is not 1 hour, it's all day sometimes. But this system allows to quickly filter people interested in device, because when clients find time, find patience, sacrifice energy, then buys. After the presentation in clinic of clients, 19% of customers buy the laser. What else? For sales are responsible 3 things. Emotion, it is about 50%. 20% it is logical knowledge, so logical arguments. And third things are FOMO, so fears of missing out. So we use it. The salesman offers a regular price and special price for limited time. So when a client decides to buy after presentation, we give clients special price, but for limited time. Next step, it is a financial step. On the second day after the presentation, independent financial expert calls the customer and asks financial questions, because a lot of clients doesn't want to talk about money with salesmen, with distributor of laser. Independent financial expert, it is a good person, because I call to client and talk about finance. I try to find the best solution for client, and very often talking to the finance expert helps the customer make a positive decision. So to have support of financial expert, it is very important. What else? Although client found patient in presentation day, he is not sure if he will have enough patient. So we, of course, we help our client. Our client is not alone with his objection. So we have solution. We offer product and treatment sales training. Then I teach how to introduce a new treatment to the clinic, how to inform existing client about new technology in the practice. So when you have objection, we have a solution. What else? The last technique Sometimes the doggy techniques work. We leave the laser at the client's place to work on his own. And very often client doesn't want to give it back. So it is okay technique. So I hope that it's not rocket science. It's not something special. I describe you know-how of sales of SLT. I hope that it was something interesting for you, and I believe that you sell a lot. But I know one thing: if you believe that you sell, you are right. But if you don't believe that you sell a laser, you are right too. So everything starts from our mentality, sales starts from our head, mentality, beliefs. So when you believe, you sell. So if you have any questions, you can write to me. And thank you for attention.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, Ms. Claudia Krabs. Or our webinar 2 presentation, yeah, finish it. Okay then, yeah. Today, our Wontech webinar, yeah, thank you for participating on our webinar again, and have a nice day. And thank you for the presentation, Claudia and Barbara again. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye
very
bye.
much. Bye.
Thank you for all presentation. Thank you.